What's up? It's me, James, Corbin Captures, and I'm gonna get straight into this video. Okay, as you can see from the title, this is a my first ever story time, but a very sad story time, a very serious story time, and I feel like I need to share my experience because I know for a fact, even though society's changing, this video is definitely gonna help. I just want to get into it. I'm gonna get straight into the story because it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. It's a short story, but it's bare sad. It's bare sad. So obviously, when I was younger, let's time travel to when I was about 13, 14. So I was in year 8. So about year 7, year 8, 13, 14. I think it was 13, 14. I've never told anyone about this one. So yeah, this is going to be very different. But anyway, I was in year 8. A bit of a backstory about me. I used to go to church every Sunday. I used to go to Sunday school. Like, we were taught so many like strong messages and like positive things. And like to always like love ourselves. To always like appreciate what we have, to appreciate what our parents do for us. The messages in my Sunday school and church was so good. Like, it was so good. It was so like good for, I'm deep in how, like, even now I'm deep in, like, at the age of 20, I'm deep in how strong and like good that environment was for like young children. Just from the age of like 8, 9, 10, I'm just constantly getting messages just about believing in yourself, working hard, doing school, relying on God, and God made you in His image and everything. And that's what makes the story even more sad, because like it's like I was taught something. So anyway, so okay, cool. I'm in year 8. I go to all boys school. And I'm in South London. If I've not said before, I'm from South London. So, as you know, back in my year 8 days, the school playground and the cussing was so serious. Like, it was kill or be killed kind of thing. Like everyone was quite snappy. Everyone would go for it. Like, the cusses used to be serious, where people would to fight up each other. Obviously, in primary school and stuff, I wouldn't say I bullied, but like I'd say comments are always made. Of course, I'm a big guy. Comments are always made about my weight from primary school all the way up to secondary school. But my weight wasn't an issue. Do you get what I mean? My weight wasn't an issue. It was more, like, to me at least, to me it wasn't an issue. Like, when people used to cuss me about my weight, I'd be like, yeah, I'm big head, what? Like, I ate the food. Do you get it? That wasn't a thing. That wasn't something that would like get me down. So it was like when this whole thing about dark skin people like being dark. I know it's funny when we think about the jokes that was made back then and everything, and how funny it was. How lights off, where's James kind of thing. Do you get what I mean? It's all funny, fun and jokes kind of thing. Now you're thinking of it now, but it's stuff like that, I guess, that kind of led to the peak of the story time, innit? And it's actually quite sad. It's actually quite sad. But anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm going off track. Let me go back on track. So, in secondary school, when people are cussing, when people get into cuss fights and stuff, there was like a new thing to like talk about how dark people were. Actually, let me not lie, towards the end of year 6, it came into place. Like, people would, that word blick used to fly around like it was nobody's business. Blick used to be flying around. And when someone said, oh, you're blick, it was the cuss by itself. You could have been winning that cuss battle, but it's like they just remind you, you know what, you're blick. Everyone be like, oh, big shock. Like, I don't know where it came from, but like it was just this big thing for like, especially us dark brothers and dark skinned girls. Like, it, like, I don't know where it came from. when I was getting called Blick, I was so confused. I was like, what is this? Like, why? And it made me feel a different type of way. Do you know what I mean? I used to think that, well, like, words would mean absolutely nothing to me. But, I don't know, that word used to just, like, hit me like a bullet. Like, it used to actually make me feel like, whoa, like, James, you're not all that. Like, you're Blick, like. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It sounds so stupid thinking about it now, especially because now society all talks about, yeah, melanin, my dark-skinned sisters, blah, blah, colorism and stuff. But back then, it was a thing where everyone was like, yeah, if you're light-skinned, you're cute, dark-skinned, everyone used to go, dark-skinned boys, like, oh, you're Blick, like, people would laugh after people in the bus, oh, you're Blick. And like, it was like, that was the first time I felt like properly like dumbed down, if that makes sense. Like, if someone was to call me Blick, that would make me feel some type of way. Like, and of course, like, I have to admit, like, after a bunch of time, it would be like, okay, let me just keep my mouth quiet. And like, I'd feel so like inferior because I was dark. And like, it was a thing where, like, if I was to talk to someone about, if I was to, like, be talking and saying, oh, like, it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? In my back of my head, I'm like, oh, but it's not that deep. Like, is where it is. Like, this is where it is the playground. Like, you cast this and that. And, like, everyone gets cast after something, innit? And, like, I realised that the words were actually meaning, like, just, like, it was, like, hitting me. Like, it was actually hurting me. Like, I don't know. I'm just deep in it now. Like, I'm just deep in it now. This is why I just had to turn on this camera, because it led to, of course, what happened as well. So, two guys from, well, at least a guy or two from my year who was like dark or even darker than me, they all of a sudden become lighter and stuff. And like I'm just like, what? Hold up, you were darker than me, bro. Like, you were actually darker than me. And this guy comes in, his skin, after a period of time, his skin is just getting lighter and lighter, like lighter and lighter. Like, I was like, what? Like, what? Then I clocked this guy is actually bleaching. Like, this guy was actually bleaching. I was actually so mad. And I realised that a lot of other people in my year were bleaching. And it's a thing where, because I go to a boys' school, everyone's got to act tough, everyone's got to act as if nothing's affecting them. Clearly it is, because everyone from my school can say I'm chatting rubbish not on Bleach. On my life, I know, as I'm dark, I know people were bleaching. And like, I remember someone said to me, James, I remember this so clearly. And it was after that I ended up with what you can see at the type of story. I remember I was like, James, you'd be so peng if you were a bit lighter. And I don't know what devil was in my head at the time, but it just hit me. Like, it made me feel like, I don't know, I felt worthless. I felt like I was, I don't know, like I felt like I was nothing. And at that time, that bus used to take me from school up in Norwood and take me all the way down to Brixton, yeah. Normally I get off, because I live in Brixton, I got off, I remember that day, I got off in main Brixton, innit. I headed straight into the market. I don't know what was going on in my year 8 head, but I headed straight into Brixton market. And I went into the hair shop and I was like, bear in mind, I've known nothing about bleaching cream, absolutely nothing. All I know is that a lot of guys, like a lot of people say that their aunties had bleaching cream in their cupboard and they just used it and stuff. Because I remember I was very inquisitive to the people who did bleach, and like hearing that, because of course they were talking all cow, bullfoot, frog story that didn't make any sense about why they bleached. Like, oh, I had spots on my face, oh, blah blah, just use this, like, you know what I mean? And like eventually I realized that these people were like, you know, like I knew nothing about bleaching cream basically. So I walk into I don't know if you guys know Case. Is it still about? Well, it used to be Ace in Brixton, the black shop, and like it has hair products and everything. I was just walking around looking at the skin area, like looking at the creams area and stuff. And I was just looking for, because all I kept hearing people talk, Caro this, Caro that. I was looking for bleaching cream. I had no idea what I was doing. So I remember I went ever so discreetly. This is so cringy. I went up quietly to like the shopkeeper, the Asian shopkeeper, and I was like to him, "Oh, do you have bleaching cream?" I remember whispering, "Do you sell bleaching cream?" On God, he's one of Satan's assistants. Bear in mind, I was very short. My voice was very, very squeaky. You could tell I was in my school uniform. So you could tell I was a young child. And of course, this guy's a grown adult. And he can see I'm looking for bleaching cream. This guy just points there. Yeah, it's over there. This is me. Zoop. I picked up one bleaching cream. Little pot. It just said lightning cream. I looked at it and I said, yep. Put it on the counter and bought it. How did he let me buy that? Deep it. This is what angers me, like, about black shops being owned by different ethnicities. They are just selling our stuff, like forget hair shops, even our food, like to get plantain, to get your coconuts, your yam, even my African people as well. Like, we're going to people who aren't our ethnicity, and it's an issue with black businesses in general, but we're not going to get into that right now. Because if a black person was to start their own business selling the fruits and the veg and our black stuff that we need, or our black hair products, I feel like you guys wouldn't support them. You guys would still want to go to the Indian shop because you know that they have the products. But anyway, it just shows that they don't care nothing. They're selling what they have to sell. That's what even hurts me to this day. I'm just deep in, they don't care nothing. How can you sell bleaching cream to a 13, 14-year-old boy? And it's just mad. But anyway, I remember going home. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be peng, I'm gonna be lighter, I'm gonna be brownie, brown skin ting. I was thinking in my head, yeah, I'm gonna be brown. Trim a bit of this weight off, lighter skin, I'm gonna be peng. That's what I thought in my head. It's just so cringy. Remember, I took some in my hand. I was just like, yes, yeah. It was as if, you know when Jesus did the washing of the hands, oh my gosh, the holy water, I was acting as if it was the holy water. I was like, warm. I remember rubbing it in my pores. And like about, let's say, give it 10 seconds. It's like everything I learned in Sunday school, everything I was learning in church hit me all at once. Like, I knew what I was doing was bad, and it was self-hate. Like, I was made in God's image. Like, this is who I am. I don't know. Everything came at me at once. It was like God came to save his pitney because I was done out here. Like, when I tell you done out here, a mixture of peer pressure, a mixture of insecurity that was made from something I didn't even care about before I went to secondary school. It was just mad. I remember going to the bathroom straight away, washing it off my skin. I felt like crap. I felt like absolute crap straight after that. Like, it was so bad. I felt so bad. So bad. And yeah, after that day, I remember how much I valued my skin. And how much I remember that I was made in God's image, and that this is how I'm meant to look. Like, my skin is... Bear in mind, the people that are telling me that I'm blick, that my skin's this, you look nicer, you're lighter. My skin, it was always the clear skin, and their skin was doing acne, boom, over their face. And I'm realising that, like, I was listening to what people were saying over what God was saying, man. Like, he made me to have this flawless skin. Like, when I tell you my skin is good quality skin, and I was this close to having it mash up. Thank God. Thank God. I remember researching how to sort it out. I had to use lemon water and everything just to make sure. I made sure I did the proper scrubbing of the skin in the bath, and to make sure all of the, whatever acids or whatever in that nonsense. And I binned it. And then from then I've always in year 8, before this whole melanin popping, that was my point where I realised that my skin is golden, my skin is rich. And I remember when I came back into the playground the day after, because it was even a school day, I remember when anyone would used to drop it, I'd be like, yes, I am dark and what? I'm dark and what? And I come back with something, I'd come back with an even more gunshot, like the trigger gunshot cusp, because I don't know, I just gained a different type of confidence, especially about my skin colour, because it was an issue. Like, it's what we call colorism today, and I'm very sure that was colorism then, but I don't know what colorism was then. I didn't realise, and like, people wasn't talking about it. People were just like, yeah, you got cussed if you were dark. But yeah, that was my story of my first ever story time about the time I bleached, or I attempted to bleach. Yeah. So yeah, this video, if you're watching this and you can relate as someone who always used to get bullied, or someone used to like be told that you're too dark, and like it's made you feel some type of way, to just feel confident in your skin and know that you are literally made in God's image. Like, you're literally made in God's image. Don't let anybody try and tell you nothing different. They are jealous. I promise you, you're all kings and queens. And I wish I could have spoken to my younger self, but yeah, that's the end of the story time. It's very sad to even say, but yeah, I wanted to say this on my channel because I want to be real, and I want other people who have gone through, or is gonna go through this sort of feeling, to know that they're kings and queens. Because this whole melanin popping thing, I feel, is such a trend. And like, oh yeah, love our dark skinned sisters and brothers. But before, these were the same people cussing us up and saying, yeah, you're blick, you're this, you're that. So I'm not buying any of it. I believe in self-confidence from ourselves and not from what other people give us, yeah?